Pambansang kilusan ng mga samahang magsasaka, a national confederation of farmers, fishers, and rural women's and indigenous peoples organizations in the Philippines. We are a 27-year-old confederation assisting small farmers and fishers organizations. Now in 43 of the 80 provinces in the country, we have a total number 35,000 members. Spread across the country, and we've been supporting their struggle to own the land they till for the fisher folks to have control over their fishing grounds. And once they have control over their land and fishery resources, we assist them to also make their land, make this land and this fishery resource more productive. And by introducing technologies that are more appropriate, more sustainable, that will increase yield, and also assist them to better market and better prices for their products. We also assist our members to participate in governance so that more services of government will be more appropriately and delivered to them in a meaningful way. So this has been what we've been doing, and here we are in Imba, Caluya. It's a province, it's a municipality here in the province of Antique. We came here in 2009 when the representatives visited us to ask assistance on their plight over their land. The 104 houses were demolished here in December 3 to December 8, year 2009, because there was a person who wanted to grab their land. It's a 5-hectare land area where they settled for decades. They've been here, they've been fishing, they've been tending seaweeds farms, and they're very happy with the seaweeds farms that they have now. They are able to send their children to school because all of them are employed. At my back are the women who are working together with their husband, their children, and of the 1,000 people here, 800 work like this. So they're gainfully employed in their small businesses, from 20 lines of seaweed seedlings. They're able to triple this in terms of quantity in 1.5 months. So what kind of business will you have that triples in 1.5 months, and then the business is still located in your area, in your area? You don't need to go and transport somewhere. So, and then you have a community. While you're doing your work, you can exchange conversation with your neighbors, with your friends. So it's largely communitarian, family-centered, and then it's quite very productive. And then one day, this guy came and demolished their houses. They wanted them to get out of this place because this guy wanted to be transformed into a commercial beach resort. Just like 3 hours from here is Boracay. It's one of the most popular beach resorts in the world. Just this year, 2 million people would visit that beach, that island. And this guy may have the same idea that he wanted to transform this place into such kind of commercial tourism area. But the people, what will happen to them? The indigenous peoples of Boracay became so marginalized, they got very poor, they didn't have access anymore to their fishing grounds. They don't want that to happen here. That's why they've struggled and they're resisting. When their houses were demolished, they immediately organized as a strong seaweeds farmers organizations, and now they're starting to rebuild their houses where they were demolished, and they have again established their livelihoods, and they are more organized now to resist. and they have gotten the support, and they're organizing also other villages in the municipality, so they will be stronger as one federation dealing with the municipality, a local government that has not been very supportive to them, but rather more supportive to the interest of a land grabber. So these farmers will have no other institutions to go to, but to the institution like themselves, institution built to protect, defend themselves, like Pakisama. Pakisama has been in this kind of work supporting the struggles of small farmers and fishers across the country over the past 27 years, and we intend to continue to do that. We want all the laws that are for the small farmers and fishers, like the Agrarian Reform Program, the Fisheries Reform Program, the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act, this get implemented the soonest possible. It's very difficult to implement this when you have political institutions that are not responsive, when your country is ruled by a few ruling families who have control over your executive, legislative, and even judiciary branches of government. So it's very difficult. So if the people do not organize and do not make their claims strongly enough in a very systematic, organized way, they won't be able to get the benefits of existing social justice laws and programs. And so our task is basically a task of empowerment, getting to the communities, assisting them in educating them, in giving them information so that they're able to stand up for what is due them, given the Constitution and given the existing laws. And from there, they're able to make their claims, and in many areas that we're working with over the past 27 years, there are successes that can be shown. An agrarian reform community was doubled its income and has become a model in the country. A small group was walked and was struggled for 20 years, doing hunger strike, walking 1,700 kilometers, and finally winning their 144 hectares after they were able to get the public opinion to their side and educating the broadest Philippine society and putting the necessary pressure to the authorities that govern agrarian reform. So we're also doing the same thing now with the fisheries reform, pushing the government to delineate the municipal waters once and for all in favor of the small fishers and seaweeds farmers in this particular municipality. And we're also working to get the indigenous peoples to have their ancestral titles over their titles over their ancestral land, and we're happy that in some areas they were able to get their titles and they're able to start to develop their ancestral lands. So that's basically Pakisama. We are a professional organization. We are our governance is basically led by the small farmers and fishers, indigenous peoples, and now we have women representatives and young farmers representatives in our 15-member National Council, which appoints our executive committee, our president. I report to our president, being the coordinator of 46 professional staff, mobilizing various resources and institutions in service to our members and to the broader peasant community in the Philippines. And we're very glad that Fondation de France has become our partner this year to assist these groups of seaweeds farmers here in Antique. And we would like to thank very much the support of French people who put in the money so that these small seaweeds farmers will have greater chance. When Yolanda, Typhoon Haiyan came here, all their seedlings, seaweed seedlings, most of them were thrown away to the sea. 150 boats were ruined, and they just have to start up again. Of course, their houses were also destroyed. They have to rebuild. Boats have to be rebuilt. Seedlings have to be gathered and remultiplied so that they will be able to immediately get some cash, which usually is the one they use to buy food and then send their children to school. So with the support of Fondation de France, you will see here a very vibrant economy emerging again. You will see here the women who are busy working on untying the seedlings of seaweeds, and then getting these seaweeds back, tying them again and getting the seaweeds back to the sea, so that in 1.5 months they will grow and will be harvested 3 times the original seedlings. And from there, they may earn 200 pesos a day, but 200 pesos a day earned in this community by 2, 3, 4 in the families, then that would not be bad enough. We know very well that in many areas, 200 pesos earned by the entire family could not really make a living. But here, they may earn 200, 400, 600, 800 pesos a day, and that will be great for their families, for their economy. That's why you will see them really determined to get this land into their hands. And they said when they are asked, even while you are being pressured by interested and powerful people here to leave the area in favor of the beach resort, will you capitulate? They said, this is our life. This is where we get our living. We will resist with all our might, and as an organized community, we hope the entire country will be with us, and we're very happy that even our compatriots, our brothers and sisters in France are helping us to live and remain to be here, to become really productive members of the Philippine society. So again, our thanks to Fondation de France, and thanks to the French people for the partnership that you have entered with Pakisama, and partnership you have entered with the Philippine peasant and seaweed farmers community.